Hey guys, Jano Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land, whatever part of the world that you are in. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of experimentation with these metal can alcohol heaters. This is the one that I used in the previous video. Made out of a number 10 can in the lid, and I just took some wires and put a hinge on one and a little handle on the other. And we're going to try something here with this. We're going to take out the diffuser out of the center. We're going to put about a pint or so of alcohol in this. This is a quart bottle, 32 ounces. We're going to put about half of this in here, and we're going to let it soak for about a minute. I always let mine soak for about a minute or so before we light it, so that the paper towel, this one here doesn't have toilet paper. This big number 10 can has a half a roll of paper towels that I just used a long sharp knife and cut up a roll of paper towels in half. Now we're going to just let this soak in for a second. The reason that I'm doing these videos on this can is because I use them and they work. I really like them. It really does put a little bit of extra heat in a room. And we're in wintertime still. And winter is a dangerous time to be without power or be without any kind of source of heat. So any of you folks that live in town or in suburbs and stuff like that, you don't have a fireplace, you don't have a wood burning stove, you can't build a fire anywhere. This is something that you could consider as an alternative. And what we're going to do now is once this is soaked in a little bit, we're going to light it, and then we're going to see what happens when you dump it over. We're going to see if it will spread fire out everywhere all crazy, or if it will keep it in, if these paper towels will hold it enough of the alcohol to where it's not really a huge issue. Naturally, if it dumps over and it's on carpet or flammable stuff, it may cause a problem, and you need to be being able to react to that. But what we're going to see is how big of a fire is it going to make if this thing accidentally gets dumped over. So we've let it soak in. We're going to light it now. If I can get my lighter to work here. We're going to let it get going here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the flame. Ooh, that feels good. It's chilly out today. So you can see how big the flame gets here in the center. This is what this diffuser is for. Like I showed in the other video, that knocks that flame down from the center and it burns around the edges. So now that we're going to let that get going here real good. And then we're going to knock it over as if somebody accidentally spills it on the table or wherever it is that you have it. And like I say, if you're using these in the house, please keep in mind that it is an open flame, and be careful because it does pose a fire hazard. Don't be putting it in your windowsill with your curtains hanging over the top of it and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So now that we got it going, let's dump it over and see what happens here. That's what I figured. The paper towel or the toilet paper, whatever you have, using it to hold your fuel, has absorbed it to where it doesn't spill out and it doesn't make any kind of a big, huge flame issue. So if this happens and it gets dumped over, what you'll need to do is you'll simply grab the lower half of your can, because this is the cool area, and set it right back upright. And you can see it's still burning. There wasn't any spillage. And that is what I thought would happen. Of course, that was just me speculating. Now we've actually seen it in action and see what happens. I am not by no means an expert stoveologist or anything like that kind of stuff, but I did go to Uncle Bill's Hillbilly Creek College of Tools and stuff, so I don't know if that counts for anything. So there you have it. That is what happens if one of these stoves accidentally gets dumped over. As you can see, it maintains and it keeps it all self-contained right there. And there you have it. So I don't know how else I could explain that. We did it on video. That makes me feel even more confident knowing that when I'm using this in my house, if one of the dogs or one of the neighbor kids or somebody accidentally bumps a table and this thing falls over, all we do is take it and set it right back upright, and it's not a huge fire issue. Now, let's go in the house, and I'm going to make another one out of a different kind of can, and we're going to do an experiment with that to see if we can do some indoor cooking with one of these stoves. So we'll see you in the house because it's cold. Okay, so we're inside here. I have my rocket stove. For those of you who have a rocket stove, this is what I'm going to try to do. This is my rocket stove right here. This is a Silverfire Survivor stove, and I love it. We use the crap out of this thing. As you can see, Mine is beat up and used, and that is how they're supposed to look. I am not a big fan of you know, buying gear and then just putting it in the old garage and forgetting about it because you need to use it for emergencies. Well, we use ours, that way we're used to using it, and then whenever we have to use it, it's not a big deal because we're used to using it anyway. And what I did was, I believe this was a dog food can or a cat food can that is just enough to fit inside the combustion chamber, and how you would insert it and remove it is through the combustion chamber, like this. Set it down, and then whenever it's done and you're done using it, you're going to lift it up just the same way right through the combustion chamber. Here I have about a half a roll of paper towel or so. That, you know, keep an eye on it whenever you feel like you've got it down low enough to where you can get it into your can, because this won't hold a whole roll and there's no sense of wasting anything. So then you take out your cardboard tube just like that, set that aside for starting seeds. You squish your toilet paper together like this, and then we're going to put it into our can. Wow, that worked out good. Like that. We're going to push it all the way down in. Like that. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to put some alcohol in here. It's probably going to be about a pint or so. And you can see that that toilet paper is just going to soak it up. It'll bubble through and it'll soak it up, and you want to saturate the whole thing. Let it soak, let it soak. Now, while we're waiting on this to soak, what I will say is I've been using this half roll of paper towels for about a month. That seems to be the normal for me anyway. We use them. This will burn about 5 hours or so every time that we use it. And here shortly, you can see that it's charred on top. It's going to need to be replaced, so we'll replace it with another half roll of paper towels or another roll of toilet paper if you're using a smaller can. When you pull this out, don't throw it away, because it's charred paper that's soaked in alcohol, and it makes excellent fire starter, and I use it quite a bit to start fires wherever it is that we're starting a fire. Just put it in a zip top bag, squeeze it together, squeeze as much of the air out as you can, and then seal it up, and then you can save it for some really cool fire starter material. And since it's charred, you can very probably, I'm not going to say for sure because I've never done it, you probably hit it with a ferro rod, and the hot spark will go ahead and ignite it. So we're going to let this bubble down in here. Let it all absorb. Now the reason that I'm trying this is because these heaters put off a lot of heat, man. It puts off a lot of heat when alcohol burns. So my idea is, you have a rocket stove, you can kind of, you know, what is that old saying, get two birds stoned at once or something like that? No, that's not right. Anyway, you can cook and heat at the same time. So now we're going to take and insert our can into the combustion chamber of our rocket stove, just like that. We are going to light with a long lighter. Please be careful. We're going to light the alcohol. You can see it starting to take right there. Now we have our rocket stove inside the house that is burning, producing heat. It's not producing a bunch of smoke because we're not using sticks. These things work great with sticks on the outside. Wouldn't recommend burning sticks and wood and the inside because, well, you're inside and that makes a lot of smoke and dangerous stuff. So alcohol does not. All right, you can see that it is burning really well. And this pot right here, I've got right about a half a gallon of water or so. We're going to set it on there and see if we can get it to come to a boil. Now I realize that it'll come to a boil faster if I put a lid on it. I understand the physics of boiling water and that kind of stuff, but this is worst case scenario. Holy crap, the power's out, we got nothing, we can't do anything. I got this old pot here and a rocket stove with some alcohol, and I need to make us some warm chow, because you know what, I've been without power in the wintertime and it's no fun. It's not fun at all. And a warm space and some warm chow makes the difference. It really does make a difference. Whether you're heating up water to make coffee, hot chocolate, hot tea, or you're warming up soup, you're going to boil up some noodles and make some mac and cheese, whatever it is you're going to do, it makes a big difference. And if you can use this to heat your room and your kitchen at the same time as you're cooking with this rocket stove, then that just, you know, that makes a huge difference, especially to children when the power's out in the wintertime. If they can have a cup of hot chocolate, their morale goes skyrocketing up and it makes the situation a lot more bearable. So it is, according to this clock, 11:32. Let's see how long this takes and if it will even bring it to a boil if it puts out enough BTUs. So we'll see you here in a bit. Okay guys, we are right at the 30-minute mark now. You can see that it's still burning, it's still producing heat. Keep in mind this was uncovered cold tap water. This is a stainless steel pot that we're using here, and you can see that we are just now starting to get to the boil stage with the bubbles forming. So there's no doubt in my mind at this point that this will bring this water to a boil, and you know, you'll be able to cook and it'll be okay. Something that I might do too is, like, I have a canning jar ring. Set this in the bottom of the combustion chamber so that you can set your can down on top of it to give it a little more elevation and bring your flame a little bit closer to the bottom of the pot that you're using. And like I said, had I covered it up and used like they have we have the Dragonfire pot that is sold by the same people that make the Silverfire Survivor stove here, and I'll leave a link in the bottom because they're great stuff and a great company. It would have already been boiling and we'd already been cooking. But as it stands right now, you can see that this is working, and there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to bring this water to a boil. And once you have boiling water, you can do whatever you want. It'll be clean, safe water to drink. You can make coffee, tea, hot chocolate, boil noodles, whatever it is that you want to do with your boiling water, whatever you kids are into nowadays. So there you have it, guys. So there's some alternate uses and some few safety tips about these metal can heaters and using alcohol as fuel. Like I said before, power outages in the wintertime can be really scary and can be really dangerous, but a little bit of preparation, a few inexpensive items, and you're ready to rock and roll, and you'll sail right through it and be just fine. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. Thanks for watching very much. Have a great day. God bless. The end. Buzz, buzz. The end.